everyone, welcome to Friday afternoon analysis. So, as you can see here on the chart, we're looking at the Bitcoin USDT. So, our bias on the daily from yesterday, so the Thursday bias, that it was going to be weekly, because Wednesday was a weak bullish candle with a liquidity grab, this blue candle here, the Awesome Oscillator was positive but descending, bearish. We had the SMIO, which was negative and bearish, so that gave us the inclination that Thursday was going to be negative. Let's redo the bias for today. So let's work on the Friday bias. Friday. So Thursday's candle was a strong bearish candle. Strong bear candle with a close below, with a close lower than Wednesday's bar, sorry, my apologies. Now we are still within Tuesdays, so that does still sit as a moment of a liquidity grab or an area of support through there. So we can still set that up through there, and we can look at that a little bit closer. So I'll set that up as a daily liquidity grab. So that is C680. Alright, so let's just lock that in. So what we're still looking at is, what we are still looking at is the Awesome Oscillator, which is just a combination of two moving averages, is still positive, it's almost crossing over, but it's in the positive, it's bearish, and the SMIO is negative, and not only now is it bullish, but it is bearish. So that gives us more inclination that we could be going lower. Now we are still looking for shorts in the respect that we still have this imbalance through here. This is a daily imbalance, which is an area that usually will get filled, because when there is a move up that is quickly unmitigated, quite often it comes back, mitigates, and then moves away again, or falls further to a lower level of support. So that's an area of interest that we're keeping an eye on, that I'm keeping an eye on, and we still actually, if we're talking about imbalances, there's still an area of imbalance through here, from that wick to that wick. It's definitely been mitigated over 50%, but we still got to bear in mind that it's still there. So there might be an area to look at a little bit deeper in there. Alright, so let's move down into the 1 hour. Alright, so with Thursday's CPI data in the States, it's gone up. Caught a whole heap of liquidity through here. Mitigated, grabbed the liquidity, came down, built up two levels of liquidity grab, two levels of liquidity structure, and it's come down, taken it, and then over Thursday, which I was away from the charts for, managed to come up and tap this one. So tap this liquidity, so that one's mitigated, also having said that, as it's also done that, it's also created a two areas of liquidity structure just there. So now, just in that simple zone, we've got 3 points. 1, 2, 3, which gives that a really high point of interest that will be wanted. That will be wanted to be taken out through there. So that's something to bear in mind. But let's have a look down here. So as we've come down, we mitigated, we came through, we took out these 2 points of liquidity. So let's just tidy that up. Liquidated. Let's get rid of these. Perfect, and that tidies that up. As we've come down, we still haven't mitigated that liquidity structure. So let's lower that. 662618. Perfect. Plus we also have that daily low right on the bottom here. Let's unhook that. Right at that point there. So that looks like a really good area that we're expecting market to come through, grab that liquidity, wipe out people's stops orders, fill people's buy orders, and then either run up, or it's going to come up, grab somewhere like here, grab it, and go further down. So here are our 2 points that we're kind of considering. Here are our if this then that. Market will come down to here and go up. Or market will come up and go down. Because we have this bearish bias and this imbalance sitting below, this is where we're expecting prices to ultimately move to. So this is, and a little zoom out, although we still have lots of structure up here, we're still trying to take this out to mitigate, to go down. So this one might actually go up to there. So it might look like that. Move down, move up, only to take it a little bit further down. Liquidate all those stop losses sitting up there, just above all those highs. But it might also do this. We're not sure. So here are my 2 biases. We'll either come up and we'll touch that and we'll look for shorts. We'll come down here around the 66,000 level, and we'll look to go long if we don't get a confirmation, and then we'll look for a liquidity grab candle to go short. There are our 2 points. So we're looking for liquidations at that area and a little bit of definition. We can see, let's just zoom in again quickly. So that's what we're looking at as market structure. Our indicators and moving averages, we're seeing that our awesome oscillator is moving from negative but is bullish, but it's got a slight, let's just move this up a little bit higher, tidy it all up. So we've got a nice steady, even oh, let's give that a better color. Let's give that a better color. Let's go black. There we go. So as we can see, we're pretty steady. It's not really accelerating or decelerating. It's going from bearish to bullish. It's bullish from a negative space. But what we can also see here on the SMIO oscillator is that we've gone from bearish, we've crossed the zero line, we've crossed back, we've crossed up again. There's a lot of indecision right here. So as you can see through here, we've gone from definitely above, definitely below, a little bit above, definitely below, and now we're really like chopping just through that area right there. This little range area is looking really undefined. There's no real direction. So the awesome oscillator is showing that the moving averages are below. The short-term moving average is below the long-term moving average, but is coming up and hasn't crossed the zero line. But that's a good area to look for longs with the awesome oscillator. But the SMIO is not showing a long bias. It's not showing any true direction whatsoever. So we need to get a move from the market. We need to see what Bitcoin is going to do on the chart before we can make any definite decision as to which direction we're going. And we definitely can't take action just because we see one of our indicators doing one thing. They need to all be in confluence, and that's where we'll go from there. Alright, so that's it for today. Cool. There's your structure points. So you've got your liquidity grab to the bottom between 66 to 64, and the low of that is 65,950, and then we've got one liquidity grab at 67,510, and then we've got 3 points between 68,260 and 68,680. So they're the three. They're your top resistance, your bottom support, and then there's a couple of little points in the middle and two biases for the if this then that action. So that's what we'll look at for the next few hours, and then we'll see what goes on in the morning. Alright guys, peace out. Thank you.